Hi team, let's use a Delta Math to review our factoring skills. So I'm going to go through a Delta Math walkthrough and I'm going to start with factoring and then I'm going to circle back to identifying opposite adjacent hypotenuse and using trig to find a side in case you're looking for a different topic. So first of all, let's take a look at factored to standard form, these types of questions. So when I open one of these types of questions, I've been asked to give this in standard form. So first thing I'm going to do is get out some paper, move your face off of your paper, and put your face somewhere where it's not in the way. And then I'm going to go ahead and write this out. Okay, so you're going to copy things onto some paper. Y is equal to 3 multiplied by x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 1. And then you are going to FOIL it. You FOIL it like this. First you do x times x is, that 3 just comes down, okay? Put this in brackets. X squared is x times x. X times 1 is plus x. 4 times x is plus 4 times x. We write that 4x. It's like 4 apples. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 apples. That's 4a, 4 apples. And then I also have one more. So this apple plus those 4 apples is going to be 5 apples. It was the same apple every time. It's a camera trick. Okay, 4 times 1 is plus 4. All right. Now those are first times first, outer times outer, inner times inner, last times last. That's your FOIL rule. Not a rule, just a method, FOIL method. Okay, then I collect my like terms. So I'm going to have y is equal to 3 multiplied by x squared plus 5x plus 4. Now I'm going to distribute that 3 in and multiply all the things inside that box. This is like I have 3 boxes. Inside each box, there's 1 apple squared, 5 apples, and $4. Okay, so I'm going to have 3 square apples, 15 apples, and $12. So this is equal to y is equal to 3 times x squared is 3x squared plus 15x plus 12. Okay, and then I go ahead and type that in. 3x squared plus 15x plus 12. Yay, and it's right. And then you go ahead and you look and you see, does that match? Yes, it matches. Okay. That's how you do those. X game, 3 varieties, 3 levels of difficulty. Looking for 2 numbers that multiply to 35 and add to 12. Those are 7 and 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 plus 5 is 12. You have to be able to find these quickly. That's why I want you to practice your X game. Okay, let's do another one. 10 times 7. Okay, 10 times 7. Yay, yes, it's correct. Okay, so you want to be able to do those fast. The X game here, level 2, 30. So this is 3 times 10. Okay. This one, it multiplies to negative 50 and adds to 5. So I know that that's 10 and negative 5. 10 times negative 5 will do it. Yay. Okay, so you want to find numbers that multiply to this number and add to that number. And that's an important skill that's going to help us when we start factoring. Multiplies to 23 and adds to 24. 23 and 1. No problem. Multiplies to 77 and adds to negative 18. Negative 7. Negative 11. See, I like doing these, so I'm doing a lot of them. Adds to 6 and multiplies to negative 7. So 7 and negative 1. Yay, and there's only ever one correct answer with these. Kind of cool. Okay, so that's the X game. Now we're going to use that to factor trinomials. So here we go. X squared minus x minus 2. Okay, let's take a look. What I'm going to do, I can write down. Now I'm going to factor that. Okay, so x squared minus x minus 2. I'm looking for something that multiplies to negative 1. So it multiplies to negative 2 and adds to negative 1. Okay, so those will be x minus 2 multiplied by x plus 1. All right, this is equal to that. They are the same. This one is factored. Okay, so let's take a look at, let's FOIL it. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is plus x. Negative 2 times x is minus 2x. Minus 2 times plus 1 is minus 2. Okay, this will combine to that. So yes, they are the same. Okay, so now let's write that in, just prove it to you. X minus 2, x plus 1. Yay! So they say X game it, and then they put it in there, and you're done. Okay, so that's level 1. A is 1. If A is greater than 1, we get a little trickier. Okay, here we go. 5x squared plus 22x plus 21. Okay, let's do this one. For this, I taught you to use decomposition, where you decompose that middle term. Okay, so first step is always the same. It's always write out the question. 5x squared plus 22x plus 21, and check for common factors. There are none, okay? 5 does not divide evenly into these two, so we can't take out any common factors. If you can, always do. It makes it easier. This is going to be equal to 5x times x. Okay, why? There's only one way to multiply to 5. 1 times 5. So this would be it. All right, and then there's two ways to multiply to 21. There's 21 times 1, or there's 3 times 7. I know 21 times 1 is not going to do it, so I know 3 times 7 is going to do it. And so it's the plus 3 goes over here, and the plus 7 goes over here. And watch this. 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times 3 is 15x. 7 times x is 7x. 15 plus 7 is 22. And 7 plus 3 is 21. Okay, but I can do that because my number sense is good. If your number sense isn't so good, then what you do is you create X game for yourself. Okay, and you say A times C up here. So 5 times 21 gives me 105. Okay, and then down here is B, so 22. I'm looking for numbers that add to 22 and multiply to 105. 105 is 15 and 7. 15 times 7, okay? 15 times 7 will do it. All right, so what you do is, when you're using X game like this, is you're going to have the question, right? So you're going to have 5x squared plus 22x plus 21. Okay, then you're going to take this one and you're going to divide it into 15 and 7. All right, and group them with the ones that share factors. 21 has a factor 7. 15 has a factor 5. So group those together. This is equal to 5x squared plus 15x plus 7x plus 21. Notice I put the like factors together. Now factor this by common factoring. 5x will come out because they both have an x. And then I would need to have x here because this times x would give me 5x squared back. And then this times 3 would give me 15x. I hear my kettle and it reminds me I just made a coffee. Then over here, 7 factors out. Plus 7 multiplied by x plus 3, because 21 is 3 times 7. Okay, now I have this x plus 3 is a common factor in both spots. So I can write this as 5x plus 7 times x plus 3. Done. Final answer twice. I answered this question twice with 2 different methods. This is 5x plus 7 times x plus 3. Enter, doom. Yay! And then you look at their method. Maybe their method is different. No, they did exactly the same thing. Huh? Oh, they just try different factorings. That's kind of boring. And then they, yeah. So they don't use the X game in the same way that we do. We have a nicer method than delta math. Okay, and then let's try level 2. It's a little harder. Okay, 2x squared minus 5x minus 7. Okay, let's do it. So first step is to write out your question there. 2x squared minus 5x minus 7. And then you do X game over here. Okay, 2 times negative 7, negative 14. And then we have down here negative 5. So we're looking for numbers that multiply to negative 14 and add to negative 5. And those numbers are negative 7 and 2. Okay, so we're going to rewrite this as 2x squared plus 2x minus 7x minus 7. Notice that this is the same as this. I just broke up this minus 5 into two things. Okay. Now, this is equal to 2x multiplied by x plus 1 minus 7 multiplied by x plus 1. So I'm going to factor out a negative 7 there.
Hi,
yes, my dear, what's up?
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Zara.
Zara, why are you here? What do you want? What do you need? What is your...
Saying,
What brought you here?
well, because I want to learn math.
Oh, great. So what we're learning is 2x squared, 2 times x squared minus 5 times x minus 7 is the same thing as 2x minus 7 multiplied by x plus 1.
Wow.
And we're going to check our answer here. 2x minus 7 times x plus 1. Enter, enter. Yay, we got a check mark. Give me a pat on the back.
J'ai un gagné.
Tu as un père qui est très bon en mathématiques.
Oui.
Au
C'est
mathématiques.
super.
Elle est maths.
Toi es super bon parce que toi
Tu es
es
super bon.
super bien de mathématiques.
Right.
Ça, c'est pourquoi j'ai gagné tous les jours.
Oui. Okay, here we've been asked to factor 16x to the 12 minus 1. This is a difference of squares. So differences of squares, you'll recognize them because they won't have a b term in the middle. So here we copy out the question. 16x to the 12 minus 1. This is equal to 4. I keep on bumping my hand, man. Multiplied by x to the 6 plus 1. Multiplied by 4x to the 6 minus 1. Okay, this is an awkward difference of squares. Wow, they really gave us a hard problem there. I didn't know it would feed this type of problem to us. Okay, x to the 6 times x to the 6 gives me x to the 12. That's why. When I have something like this, okay, if I have a problem like x squared minus 12, 16 I meant, x squared minus 16, this is equal to x plus 4 multiplied by x minus 4. Okay, the square root of this is x. The square root of that is 4. So that's how differences of squares factor. You could also say, I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 16 and add to 0. Those numbers would be 4 and minus 4. Okay, so let's write in our answer. 4x to the 6 plus 1 multiplied by 4x to the 6 minus 1. Yes. No. What's the problem, man? Oh, of course, this is still a difference of perfect squares. Oh, and this is still a difference of squares over here. So I had more factoring to do. I wasn't done factoring fully. That will factor down to this. Silly, Mr. Jennings. Finish your questions. Okay, so anyway, this is still really hard. I'm going to take this out of the Delta Math right now. You don't have to worry about that. Yes, it's going to confuse people, and there you go. So it's no longer in the Delta Math. Complete the edit. Yes. Okay. Let's take another look at this assignment. So we have here also, we want to identify opposites and adjacents and hypotenuses. And I give you lots of these to practice because they're super fast. What segment is opposite to angle E? Well, it's TF or FT. Submit answer. Yes, that's the opposite. Okay, see how it's opposite over there? It's across. No problem. What segment is the hypotenuse? NS. NS is the hypotenuse. That is the one that does not touch the right angle. That is the hypotenuse. Yes. Okay. Let's do a new one. Which segment is the hypotenuse? QM. Which segment is the hypotenuse? Which segment is opposite? Which segment is opposite? Oh, I want an adjacent. Wow. It doesn't like giving you adjacent questions. There we go. What segment is adjacent angle M? MH or HM. MH is adjacent. See, we're looking at this angle. That is the adjacent side. Yeah. Yay! Okay, so there's that. Now, use trig to find a side. Okay, solve for x. Round if necessary to the nearest tenth. Okay, we know this side. We know this angle. We want to know that. So this is what you do here, people. You make a diagram to your liking. Okay, I like seeing my triangle this way. Okay, that's 70 degrees. This is known, 24. This is my right angle, and this is the one I desire. Okay, see, I just rotated that in my brain so that I could write it in this way. And then I noticed this is opposite, this is adjacent. So they are related by the relationship of tangent. So tan 70 is going to be equal to x divided by 24. Okay, therefore, what I got to punch on my calculator is 24 multiplied by tan 70. That's going to equal x. Okay, and let's do it. Can't do it in my head. If you meet someone that can do trig in their head, then they do a lot of trig. So tan 70 is 2.7, and I multiply that by 24. Gives me 65.9. 65.9. Yeah. So put that in 65.9. That's rounded to the nearest tenth, one decimal place. Yay! Okay, see? Adjacent, opposite. Isn't delta math great? What function uses opposite and adjacent? TOA. Tangent. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Tan 70. Blah, blah, blah. See what they do? See what they do? Cross multiply. Yeah. Just do it with inverse operations, man. Okay. Solve for x. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So again, it's tangent. I want a new ratio. Here, let's do this one. So we know this angle. So again, make yourself a diagram. All right. And I like my diagrams this way, where this is 21 degrees. This is the angle. This is side x that I don't know. And I know this side 4. And I know that this is the adjacent. This is the hypotenuse and cosine. So cosine, it relates adjacent to hypotenuse. So cosine of 21 is going to be equal to, 4 over x. This is the adjacent. This is the hypotenuse. Therefore, x is equal to 4 divided by cosine 21. Do that on the calculator. Clear. 4 divided by cosine of 21 is 0.9. That's the cosine of 21 equals 4.28. So 4.3. 4.3. Oops. What? I must have used a comma. Yay. Okay. Yes, so that is correct. And then you look through and you see, okay? One thing I wanted to mention, and I should have mentioned it earlier. Why are we doing factoring again, Mr. Jennings? Well, factoring of quadratics is very useful because let's say, for example, an astronaut is on the moon and we model the lunar surface with the x-axis. And the astronaut, she is here, and she jumps, and her jump takes her in a parabolic path. Now we want to know where her footsteps will be. Okay, this point of the parabola and that point of the parabola can be found by factoring. Those are called the roots of the quadratic equation. Those are called the zeros of the quadratic equation, the places where the value of the quadratic is equal to 0. And it's you do that a lot. You want to find where it touches the x-axis. So that's why. All right, everyone. Thank you for showing up for your learning, and best of luck with your delta math. Bye for now.